four, three, two, one. Blog Talk Radio.
And good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us across the entire globe. Welcome to the cafe, Psychic Cafe. And we are broadcasting on Psychic Talk Radio, as well as simulcasting on YouTube with live video streaming. That's right. So if you're out there listening to us, you can come and see us. Just go to psychic.cafe/live and you can join us in the YouTube live. There's a chat room there. That's where the chat room is. Yes, it's not on Blog Talk. You need to go over to psychic.cafe/live and get into the chat on YouTube. And we have the phone lines tonight. So, if you are listening, watching on YouTube and you're in the chat room, you can dial into the show. That's right. 714-816-4628. We already have a bunch of callers in the queue there. 714-816-4628. Remember to press 1 on your dial pad so we know that you want to go live on air with us. I'm Dax, coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona, and joining me is Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte.
Hey, hey.
How are you
coming
doing?
to you live from Vernal, Utah. The whopping metropolis of Vernal, Utah.
It must be freezing. You got a giant parka on. What's going on?
There's just a hoodie. It's just a comfy hoodie. Kind of chilly. We've been having some Winnie the Pooh days today, kind of raining off and on, and a little bit of wind. And
Oh, wow. I wish we had
so,
rain. We had rain, I don't know, week and a half ago or so. Anyway, but lately it's been, 85, 90 degrees.
ugh, that would kill me this time of year.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why.
but
Yeah, but we're in the air conditioning, see, so we don't notice it unless we go outside. And I try
yeah.
to, I try to go out in the evening after it cools down. If I'm going to go walk down to the office, go down, get the mail, things like that, or early in the morning, go out before, the sun is just beating down on us
Yeah.
here in the desert. Yes, we are in the
Yeah.
desert.
Yeah, that's what we have to do in the summer too.
Yeah, yep. Oh, and joining us in the chat is none other than Ellie Moonchild. That's right.
Ellie?
Ellie's on the staff of the Tarot Guild, and she is a certified reader. And she joins me different times, typically Thursdays now, the last few weeks, as my guest co-host. And Ellie will be guest co-hosting this coming Thursday. Yeah. Fingers crossed, because you just never know. Hey, Ellie, the phone
Because
lines are working again.
because real life happens. That's why.
Well, it's also that, we've been having so many problems with Blog Talk. Blog Talk worked on Thursday, so Ellie and I had the phone lines. Saturday, I had Maria guest co-hosting and Michelle. It was great, but we didn't have the phone lines. The phone lines were down, but they were back in time yesterday for my show with Pamela Steele, and it was so good. It went 2 hours.
It was a long show, but it seemed to like go by fast. And I it almost felt like there wasn't enough time for everybody, but I do think we got everybody all the questions answered. Although I don't know, if there were any calls left on the phone queue or not, because I can't see that. But
Yeah,
I think as far as the chat goes, I think we got
we got all the
everybody.
questions. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. Okay. I'm typing in the chat here. Hi, Ellie. Thanks for joining us. So she pops in when she's, got time. She's busy with her new muggle job during the day. Woo! So Monday, May 20th, 2024. As I announced on the last couple of shows, I've stopped doing numerology of the day, card of the day, and instead I'm just pulling a card for the show. And at some point, when I can get up early enough and actually start doing it, I'm going to do little short videos with the numerology of the day and the card of the day and put it on the YouTube channel and send it out everywhere, on our new website, Psychic Cafe, which, by the way, I can pop up the link so people can see how to get there. www.psychic.cafe. You don't need the www. I just put that there so you know that it's a URL. But psychic.cafe. It's free to join, and I'm going to post them up on there and also on our YouTube channel, and then I'm going to send it out on Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. We have a bunch of people on Twitter. We have 2 accounts on Twitter. We got all of our pages and groups on Facebook. Plus, I put it on all the big ones. Like, one of our members is the author of Understanding Tarot. Her name's Pam too. And her group has, I think, 46,000 members on Facebook. And we get to post on her group there. So I always do shout outs, for her book. Actually, I haven't done it in a while. So let me do it right now while I'm thinking about it. This is the book, Pam Richards. I think she's in Portugal. Don't hold me to that, but I think she's in Portugal. I know she's in Europe. Could be Spain. Nah, I think it's Portugal. Anyway, Pam Richards, Understanding Tarot. Just type that in Facebook, and you're going to find her group. Click on groups, and you'll see Understanding Tarot. 46,000 people. So if you want to, learn tarot really well, get her book and then get in that group, because it is fantastic for that. And by the way, speaking of getting her book, Understanding Tarot, I believe, I spelled that wrong. Sorry, I'm trying to type quick here. Understanding Tarot. Okay, that link should take you, I'll test it just to make sure here. Should take you to her book. Yeah, it does. Awesome sauce. It's let me see here. It's 35% off its regular price right now, and really cheap on Kindle on Amazon. So yeah, just open a new tab in your browser and type in psychic.cafe/understanding tarot. I'm going to try to put it in our chat so everybody's got it in there. And let's see who else has come in. Relentless has come in. Gretchen. Oh my gosh. Gretchen sent me a message earlier. And Gretchen, I haven't got back to you yet on the cafe website, but I'm setting up a custom URL for you and everything. It'll be like psychic.cafe/Gretchen. Yeah, one of our members. Speaking of that card of the day that I was talking, I keep calling it card of the day, but you got to help me out here, Charlotte. Card
I
of the
actually,
show. I don't know
I
what to
actually
call
have
it.
been kind of letting that roll around in my head today, and nothing has come screaming to the forefront yet, but something
Yeah.
clever will pop up. Something clever
Well,
will. I have confidence.
on the shows, I wanted to switch to doing this card of the show so that it's specifically for the show. We can still see if we get the synchronicities. Charlotte, how we get the synchronicities with the callers and the questions in the chat with the card of the day. It's almost like I do the card of the day and the numerology of the day, and we get it like a theme. So I want to do the card of the show. Today, by the way, I got one of my favorite cards. It's literally the success card. That's right. Look, Charlotte. It
I'm
is
looking. I'm looking.
6 of Wands. Yes. 6 is success in numerology. And the 6 of Wands is literally the success card. Yeah. So, if this shows up, whatever plans you have, just move ahead with your plans. You're heading in the right direction. Sometimes this card comes up to say, hey, it's time to gather the troops. With support, you can achieve your goals. Sometimes it's letting us know to focus our outcome and, focus on the outcome that you want, set your intention, continue on till the finish line is crossed. Sometimes this card is talking about literally get in the saddle, lead your team to victory, take command of the situation, be the inspirational leader. Sometimes this card shows up to say you're getting accolades, whether you know it or not. People are, you're an inspiration to them, and that you should take note of that. Sometimes this card shows up just to say, hey, celebrate the win. It
Yep.
can also mean, things like keep a positive forward thinking mindset. This is not the time to give up. You're almost there. So in other words, sometimes this card shows up because people are so close to the finish line, Charlotte, and they just don't have a clue that they are like right there, and that they just need
Yeah.
to take that last couple of steps. Sometimes it just says, hey, be brave. And if you're I hate all the sports analogies, but if you're the one called to carry the ball, don't be shy about it, just go for it. Anyway, so that's what I got for the card for the show. Someday we're going to come up with an actual name for this, whatever this is I'm doing. The card of the day, the numerology of the day videos that I want to do them a little different. One of my ideas is, it's really popular on YouTube to do the astrological tarot readings, where you do a card or multiple cards for each astrology sign. Some people do it every day. Some people do it like the beginning of the week for the week, something like that. I'm thinking of doing, putting my twist on it, because there's so many people doing that, I'm thinking of doing, because I'm into numerology, I'm thinking of doing the life path numbers 1 through 9. So you figure out your life path number, and then I pull cards for each life path number instead of pulling cards for each sun sign. For one thing, there's 12 sun signs. There's only nine life paths. That's it,
Right.
Yeah. Unless, of course, you're a master number life path, 11, 22, or 33. But those reduce down to the 2 energy and the 4 energy and the 6 energy anyway. Gretchen said in the chat, don't give up before the miracle. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Thank you, Dax. Excellent reading. Let's see. I was trying to see if Relentless had said anything else besides hello. Relentless and Gretchen, or anybody else that's, Ellie, anybody else in the chat. If you have a specific question, just go ahead and type the question in. If you, let's see here. If you want something general, you could say something like, hey, can I get a message from the universe? And Charlotte and I will be happy to pull cards. But you can also call in 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, dial 1 on your dial pad there, press the number 1. That lets us know you want to be live on air. 714-816-4628. We're going to go to the phone lines in just a second here.
Yeah, I did have something to add about your
Good.
whatever we're gonna call it for right now, card of the day. But I want a very, very, in fact, this is the person who I think had the most influence on me, like going down this path beyond. I mean, animal communication was the very first thing.
Yeah.
But I had no idea how deep, the animal communication thing could take me. But she would get up early in the morning and she would do really kind of a deep dive on the card of the day. And it was it's pretty powerful, and it was a great way to start the day.
Mm-hmm.
And so you could do that, you know, with your card of the day combined with your numerology, and
Mm-hmm.
just make it just a little deeper than just like, here's the card of the day.
Yep.
And then the
Actually,
other thing I
you
like.
probably you probably don't remember, but I actually have already done that. I did that for an entire year. It was called Dax's Dailies.
That I think that was before my time. Um,
I don't think so. It was only like I stopped only like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Anyway, Dax's Daily.
oh,
I was doing
oh no, I do remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was doing the numerology and the card of the day, and I would often go deep into the cards. I was using the Llewellyn deck, which is based on Welsh mythology, because obviously the name Llewellyn is from Wales. And so Llewellyn Publishing, they have their own deck that's it's painted in watercolor. It's gorgeous deck. And it's a little bit squarer than the traditional tarot deck. I love it. I love it. In fact, I didn't misplace it, but I have it somewhere, and I just, I need to
You need
figure
to
out.
break that thing out again.
I have all these bags and everything with my tarot decks in it. And, since I got the gold foil deck, I've been, going with that because it shuffles so well and all. The Llewellyn deck is a little bit thinner cardstock, but it shuffles really, really well. But the images are fantastic. The major arcanas are, different from the traditional Waite Smith to some extent, but they still have the same names. The minor arcanas are very close to the Waite Smith, and it's just much prettier deck. And I was going deeper dive into about whatever the card of the day came up, and I would give my message, but then I would go deeper into the card. And then if it had something to do with Welsh mythology, I talked all about that, and had links to like Wikipedia, where you could go and read up more on these different gods and goddesses and different characters from Welsh mythology and such. It was a lot of fun, but oh my god, it was a ton of work. The thing that I'm trying to do with the card of the day and the numerology of the day separate videos, the idea is, my original idea was I was just going to do it like I've always done it, the card of the day, numerology of the day, here on the shows, and then I was going to edit out that and make a short video and post it the next day, because I was reading the cards. If anybody that's been paying attention to the shows for like the last couple of weeks, I did the cards of the day for this day, and then tomorrow's card of the day or cards of the day and numerology. But it was just too much work. I mean, I just could not. I tried to get into like a system where I was doing it regularly, and it was hit and miss. I mean, I get a couple up over a couple of days, and then 4 or 5 days, a whole bunch of stuff would happen in meetings and all this other stuff, and I just couldn't do it. And I go, okay, that's not working. I got to do something different. So the idea with the numerology and card of the day for the YouTube channel is to go the opposite direction of what you're talking about, actually, Charlotte. The idea is to do shorts where it's literally, here's the numerology, here's the card of the day, this is what it means, I'm done. Less than 30 seconds. Boom, get it up there. Because I'm thinking that editing it out and putting it up the next day, it's just not working. Plus, if I just recorded it as a video, a short video, it takes a couple minutes, and then you render it, upload it takes a couple seconds to upload it, it's on there, it's done. Whereas the way I had originally planned it, doing everything on the lives, and this is in addition to the cards of the day, the other idea was to do mini topics. Like, for instance, we're doing a mini topic on Saturday on Michelle's show. We're going to go through the Lenormand deck, the Lennies. We're going to go through her Ciro Marchetti gilded Reverie deck, card by card. We're going to look at all 36 cards. And then I'm going to excerpt that out and make that into its own video. So the idea was that, you know, we like doing the lives because we've done live radio for 14 years. So the idea was do everything on the lives, but then pull them out, excerpt out sections, and make them into their own little videos, you know, which sounds easy, but it's not. You got to pull the video into like DaVinci Resolve or some other video editing software. You've got to edit it down to what you want. You've got to render that. Then you've got to go back in and edit the other thing down and render that. And then you got to upload that. And so now I'm thinking, okay, how can I make this simpler? Maybe if I just wake up, shoot the video, takes 30 seconds, pop it up onto YouTube. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But I still kind of want to do something on the shows. So that's where I got the idea. I know instead of talking about the numerology and going in depth into the card and all this stuff, I can just pull a card for the show, say a couple of lines, and we're done, you know, and then it speeds things up. So we'll see what happens. You know, we're in a big experimenting time right now. We experimented with, you know, not doing the phone lines because we were having so many issues with Blog Talk. We experimented, we experimented doing some, you know, we've always been doing day shows, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. We kept that on the weekends, but then during the week, we started doing these evening shows to get, you know, a different audience, not to mention a lot of people, this is when they're home in the States. You know, of course, it doesn't matter because it's 5 o'clock somewhere every time,
Right.
no matter when you do the shows. You know, I'm doing the show 11 a.m. Pacific time, but you know, it's early evening somewhere else, right? So it's 7 p.m. in London, you know, when we're doing it at 11 a.m. So it really doesn't matter. But I thought, hey, let's give it a try. We really like the evening shows like we're doing right now. They have their own issues because most of the time it's great, but like today, some days when you have like incredibly busy days, there's like all this stuff happening and things you don't expect, and then you got to take care of this and take care of that and everything. By the time 6:30, because I'm doing this starting it at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time in the States, and by the time you do that, you know, by the time 6:30 rolls around, I'm tired. You know, I'm ready to like take a nap or something, you know, crawl in bed and watch some, you know, binge watch some TV shows and pass out halfway through, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, so we're experimenting. Bear with us as we do a bunch of different things. I'm sure this is not how things are going to end up being. We literally just brought the phone lines back last Thursday because we were having so many problems. We just stopped broadcasting on Blog Talk for like 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, so let's check the chat, see if any questions are coming in. Then we're going to the phone lines. Okay, Relentless has a question. Sean's back. Hi, Sean. Shawnita. Actually, I don't know her. If she actually has a different name besides, if Sean is short for something longer.
Shawnette is what she said.
Shawnette. I knew it was something like that. Shawnette, Shawnita. I knew it was something where it wasn't just Sean because it's a girl, folks, but she spells it SHAWN the same way our famous caller, Sean, which who knows, he might be on the phone lines tonight. Are you ready to go to the phone lines?
Yeah, I just had I decided not to do a card of the day, but
okay,
a message of the day, because it's just short, and I knew you'd have all the cool numerology and card of the day and stuff, but it's from the Pixican decks, which I used a while ago when one of the first times I was on here.
Uh-huh.
Oops. And I'm back. And think it's just so darn cute that I can't hardly stand it.
I can see it. It's cute. Pixikins.
Anyway,
The
so
Pixikins deck.
yeah, it's not really an oracle deck. It's definitely not a tarot deck. It's really just a message of the day. Here, pick this out, and start your day with something. So this is the Flapper and Bloodwing card, and it says, "True friends stick together every step of the way."
Cool.
So I don't know. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can. You can
Yeah.
come a little closer if you want, because it won't fade out as long as you leave it in
Well,
the
it's just the light that I
Yeah, I
run
can
out of
see.
light.
I can see it good though. Looks good.
So anyway, I love um
Uh-huh.
that about true friends. And did you say the number of the day was 6? The
No, I
six, the six
remember I'm
that's
not doing the number of the day.
not the number, but your card.
The car of the day was 6. Yeah.
So
6
okay, so that's
6
so
of wands.
interesting that I woke up this morning and I knew that. So even though you didn't say the number of the day was 6, I knew 6 was going to play a part in the day today, all day long, and I was gonna watch for it. In fact, even in my journal, I was like, "Wow, 6 is really kind of screaming at me today." So, I hope Dax talks about 6 so I can figure out why
Yeah.
why I'm being told that 6 is important today. But
Well, there you go. It's all
yeah,
there in 6 is success, and it's all there. It's also the nurturing energy. It's the nurturer. Gretchen is a life path 6, so she's a nurturer. I'm actually a life path 6 too, but I'm a 33/6. That means when you add up my birth date and start reducing it, try to get down to a single digit for your life path, the last reduction before 6, it's actually 33. 3 plus 3 is 6. But 33 is a master number. It's the master healer number, master teacher number. And so I follow a slightly different life path than a true 6. I mean, if I don't work the higher energy, the master number energy, and I try to do that in everything I do. I try to be the teacher. I try to be the healer. That's why I do hypnotherapy. That's why I do tarot. That's why I do numerology. And teaching, that's why I do podcasts and YouTube and radio and the big websites and everything, teaching the masses. If I don't follow, or, if anybody with a master number life path doesn't set the intention and focus in on that, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it just means that you drop down to the single digit energy, which is 6, which is still the nurturer. I would still be doing the same stuff anyway. It's just I'm supposed to be doing it at a higher level for the masses. That's the difference between the 33 and the 6. But Gretchen's a 6. And her birth time was 4:44. That's funny. Puts a spin on things. And then Crystal just came in. Crystal's got a question, and Relentless has a question, but we're going to go to the phone lines first. Yes, phone lines get priority now that we have them back. That's right. Don't worry. We will get to your questions in chat. We do them in the order that they come in. Please do not repeat your question. Please do not spam the chat with your question, because we're not going to take your question any sooner. We scroll all the way back to the beginning, and we go through from there, and we take the questions as they come in. But you can also call in 714-816-4628. Press 1 as soon as you get through on your dial pad there. We're going to go to area code 610 that's been holding the longest. Area code 610. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? And the studio's spinning. Hello.
Hello.
You are live.
Oh, hi.
What's your name, hon?
Thank you so much. I wasn't sure. Oh, my name is Sonia. How are you, Dex?
Hi, Sonia. Where are you calling in from?
Pennsylvania.
PA. Okay. Sonia from PA. How's it going?
Not too bad. Nice weather. Hey, Dex. I'm just going to throw this out there.
Okay.
you consider running for mayor?
Running for mayor?
Running for mayor in
We could
Pennsylvania
sure
when you lived
use
in
you.
Arizona?
That's a little hard. I live in Tucson, so it'd
Well,
be
or
hard to run for
Arizona.
mayor. Hard to run for mayor in Pennsylvania when I'm
Yeah.
in Tucson. But I'm from Pennsylvania. You know, it would be
Work from
interesting.
work from home mayor.
Hey, there you go. I could just
Yeah.
video
Even better. Virtual mayor.
virtual mayor. I could just virtually, teleconference in and so forth. Yeah, yeah. No, it's like that would be so
And you can
much
even
work.
throw in AI in there.
Yeah.
And then the city would be, hey, today's
Mhm.
today's not a good day.
Yeah.
Well,
The-
listen, it can't be any worse than what we have right now. Let me tell you.
I gotta tell you,
They don't do anything now.
let me tell you something, Sonia. So I've been vice commander of my local American Legion post. I'm currently the judge advocate. That's enough work for me, let alone doing mayor or something like that.
See, I somehow knew, had this intuition that you were something into politics. First, I thought project management. I'm like, nah. I wonder if he's somehow in politics or should be in politics.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I probably should have if I had pursued that when I was younger.
You still can.
Yeah, but you know what? I can barely take care of things as it is, let alone, do that. I got so much going on right now.
Well,
Just taking care of
right.
my members
Okay.
and, taking care of the members of the Tarot Guild, the hosts of Psychic Talk Radio, our new website, Psychic Cafe, keeping all that running and content churning out and shows happening, and somewhere sliding in my clients as well. It's a full-time thing. Yep. So do
Well,
you
now
have
that
a
you put it
question
that
for us?
way,
Do you have a question for
yeah,
us?
you are
Or-
busy, and I take back what I said about you being in politics.
So do you have a question for us? Or
yes. Yes, I do. Yes. I'm going to be, well, my house is going to go up in the market pretty soon. I am prepping it. We're going to have a coming soon on June 21st, and then
Oh, cool.
officially, or June 7th, and then officially in July 7th, we're going to have an open house. So I've been nonstop crazy working my second job, which is fixing my house up, sprucing it up basically, for the sale. So
right.
I feel good about it. I'm optimistic. I'm making a big move because I'm moving from Pennsylvania to Florida, and I'll deal with the move after the house is sold, but I know I can do it. I just wanted to see how you saw that going for me, the sale, getting what I'm asking for, since I'm going to have it ready, everything. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Okay, so we'll take a look at that. Hang in there. Charlotte, you got the question? You're going to pull some cards on that?
Yeah, the way I understand it is she wants to know how everything's gonna go between now and her open house, right? Basically.
I want to see, when am I going to be getting, I'm hoping close or maybe my exact price or above the price. And do you see it selling soon?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what. I'm getting radical acceptance, which is the number 2 card. And it's a bunch of flames. So I'm saying
Ooh.
things are looking looking pretty hot right now for
Yeah.
the way you want things to go. So, but it will require like 100% of your heart, body, and soul, and you need to drop the busyness and focus on what you're doing, and then also don't be seduced by false promises. So we all know when you put your house on the market, you're going to get so many people that are like, oh, I love this house. I want it. I'm going to put an offer in on it immediately. Just, you know, have your third eye open and um don't count on everything you hear. I mean, when the right when the right person comes in and says, I like your house, I'm gonna buy it, you're gonna know it. You're so
Right. I mean, they're
I
going to have to
I
make an offer. I don't go by verbal. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean it always sets a little bit of a bit of excitement. I mean, I can say like if somebody's like contacts me and they're like, "Oh, we're thinking about like scheduling a one-on-one with you." I'm always like, "Oh, really? I'd love to do a one-on-one with you." And then wah wah. That's the last I hear of them.
Right, but
So I've learned to just go. So I've
that's the
learned to
reason
just
why
go,
I'm doing the
yeah,
open house.
yeah. I'm to be like,
Yeah. Because
okay, if you want to do it, do it. But anyway, this just is like, you know, just love what you're doing, let it light you up, and give it your all, and things are gonna turn out the way you want. So that's
Okay.
what Charlotte is getting for that.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. So, I'm getting a few things. First of all, I'm getting all positive cards here. It's all a big fat yes.
Synchronicities. Let's
It
have
looks like,
another.
yeah, I mean, the last card is the 21, which reduces to 3, the world card. So that's indicating possibly 3 months, but it's bookended on the other side of the spread by the 8 of Wands, and that is things happening quickly. That is the 8 is abundance, okay, which is adding into that, positivity. I actually got 4 yes cards out of 5, that it's going to sell and sell fast, and it looks really, really good. Now, there's some things that are still a little bit on the hidden side. I got the moon card here, and when the moon card shows up, things aren't super clear, and right next to it is the hermit card. And so it's like this, where the way it's laying, for those of you that can see on the camera here, it's actually, they're laying on my desk like this. Okay. So he's shining the light from his lantern onto whatever's in the darkness here. The hermit, the first thing I felt was representing the realtor. Okay. And then right after that, the 3 of Pentacles, multiple people working together on a project. Okay. So I think you really need to work with your realtor and whomever else is involved, find out what it is that's in the shadows, the moon. Okay. I feel like there's some things that need to be worked on, that 3 of Pentacles, as far as, when I first looked at this card, when it came up, Charlotte, first thing that popped in my head was renovations. Like something needs to be done to the house. Okay. But then it's bookended by these, 2 really positive cards. It could be as much as 3 months, but I mean, I think you can even make this happen a lot faster with the 8 of Wands showing up, showing that it's possible. It just means that you might have to work on it. And the central focus card in the center is that hermit card. Okay. So like that is the main thing. It's all going to be dependent on your realtor and, getting everything done and so forth. So yeah, looking really good. Looks like everything's going to go well. Not seeing any bad stuff. And Sonia dropped off. We lost her. I don't know what happened there. Okay. That's okay though. We got a gazillion more phone calls. Charlotte, we got a gazillion phone calls. Oh my God.
that have their hands raised?
Yeah, it's a first time in, I'd say, many weeks, because we've had so many problems with Blog Talk.
Well, welcome callers, and I can't wait to start taking your calls because
but
it's so much fun.
But first, I want to check the chat real quick, see if we can do maybe a couple in there. So for everybody in chat, I'm gonna tell you right now, we got a zillion phone calls. Okay, so this is the secret. This is how you do it.
Tip jar.
Tip jar. I'm gonna bring up the tip jar. What you do is go over to psychic.cafe/coffee, grab us a cup of coffee, let us know in the chat. We'll take your question and drop what we're doing. That's right. Same thing with the phone lines. If you're like number 15 or 20 in the caller queue right now, because there are that many callers, which is fantastic. If you want to make sure we get to you, it's easy. You just go over to psychic.cafe/coffee. You grab us a cup of coffee, get in the chat on the YouTube. If you haven't already done that, you go to psychic.cafe/live to get in there. Just say, hey, I'm area code 215. I just bought you a cup of coffee. Guess what? We're going to jump you to the top of the line. We're going to take your call first. We're going to spend more time with you. No waiting when you grab us a cup of coffee at psychic.cafe/coffee. That's right. Okay. So in the chat, I remember that Relentless was one of the first people in there, and they already had something. Oh, Relentless is starting a new job, Charlotte.
Congratulations.
How do you see that going? How do we see that going? Okay.
How do we see the new job going? As we're shuffling our cards, I actually came up today. I was thinking about, how sometimes not very often, very rarely do we lose questions in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
But I came up with, and I did, it may or may not work, but people who are in the chat, if they would be so kind as to type in, before their question, type in all caps the word question, colon. I mean, you can leave the colon off if you want, but if you would type in all caps the word question,
Mm-hmm.
that will stick out a little more for us, and it will make it much easier, Charlotte, for us to see it.
Absolutely. Great idea. And I wanted to mention, though, I have an even faster thing, and that's where you type in the chat. If you click the smiley face, the emojis, there is a kind of pinkish hand, and all you got to do is click on that and then type your question. And so we'll think of that as raising your hand. So if you just open up the emojis and pop in the hand, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to pop it in on the chat there. See the hand? And all you got to do is put that hand up and type the question, and then we'll be able to scroll through and catch the questions much faster and easier,
Yeah, and they won't be so likely to be lost, because when we do have busy days like today, and then also yesterday with Pamela,
everybody in chat. Oh, and the other thing is, it's not just the questions, Charlotte. It's the fact that that's what the chat is for. It's to chat back and forth and have a good time. So it's not just the question. Now that we have the phone lines, it's going to be a lot more, we're going to be answering the phone lines a lot more than we're going to be doing the chat questions, at least for now, till we get monetized. Once we start doing super chats, all bets are off. However, I just wanted to say, Ellie just put that in there, and she just did an example where she put the hand and said, what do I need to know about? And then Pam Bear just did it too. She did two hands and two rainbows and said, card pull, please. See, it's that simple. Everybody, let me finish though, because if we don't explain it, they're going to get confused, Charlotte. So like everybody that's already put their questions in, no, you do not have to now go and do this. This is for the new people who are coming in and are going to put a question in the chat. All the rest of you guys that have already put questions in, don't worry about it. We've got it. We've got it. We've got your question. But real quick, I got to get going on this because we're rapidly running out of time, and I don't want to be here all night. We got to get back to some phone calls, and let's do this really fast, Charlotte. Let's start doing like really quick answers to these
Okay.
questions. And so I'm going to do let's kind of go back and forth so we save time and we're not both answering the same person. So I'm going to do relentless. I'm starting a new job. How do you see things going? And I wanted to start off with the Lover's card. So relentless, you're absolutely going to love this. It's going to require a little bit of work. The Three of Wands shows up to say, hey, keep your spirits up and your passion. Remember, wands are fire. So, keep the passion flowing. 3 is creativity and communication and numerology. So you're going to need to be a little creative with this. It's not going to be all fantastic, everything just flying, roses and everything. And I don't know a good analogy. Anyway, in the beginning, in fact, I actually have a delay card here, the Hanged Man showing up. He's also indicating this is one of those thinking outside the box cards. So you may have to think outside of the box with this new position. But in the end, I think you're going to love this. It may take 6 weeks. That's card 6, which is also success, right? Oh, not getting it in the camera. It's card 6, the Lovers, which is success. It's also the timing card. I think it's going to be like maybe 6 weeks before you get really comfortable on that. Okay, let's go back over the phone lines. Who's been waiting the longest? It looks like area code 704. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 704.
Hiya, I'm calling from North Carolina.
What's your name, hon?
Hiya, I'm calling from North Carolina.
Okay, was it Kaya or Paya?
With the H. Yeah, Hiya, with the H.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's
How
your
you doing?
question? What's your question for us tonight? Charlotte's going to pull some cards.
I want to see how things will look far as with relationship wise. I met somebody about 3 months ago, and I want to know how things look.
Oh, okay.
Relationship, if we that.
Okay. Well, you get the Spirit of the River card, movement toward adventure. So, right away that's kind of telling me, saying, hey, adventure equals good times. And I just, you see this graceful woman just like, just, totally being herself and so graceful in the water. And I feel like this is what I think this is what's going to happen with what's going on with your fella. I would hope. And I would also, I have something telling me, sorry, I have to do this. I have something telling me that, girlfriend, do not leave it all up to him. You can't leave it all up to him. If you want this, you need to put your effort into it also. You can't just sit and hope that he knows that you like him. I'm not saying turn into a stalker, but I'm saying, a little nudge in the right direction from you might not hurt. But then once you do that, look out, here comes the adventure, here comes the grace, the love, the freedom. And that's what I feel like when I'm in water. I just feel absolute freedom. And that's what this card says to me too. So That's what I'm getting.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Well, I hope that helped you
Thank
out.
you.
Thanks for the call, Haya.
It did.
Yep. And feel free to call back. We'd love to chat with you again. Next up is 714. And then the next one, I don't have an area code for. We're just going to bring their mic live. But first of all, I'm going to pop back to the chat real quick, Charlotte. Do a couple of things real quick. So after Pam Bear, I see Anila came in. Again, one of our regulars, Anila's back. I'm trying to see if we missed anybody. Crystal Pickett. In fact, Crystal Pickett's is the next question. Will me and Jay reconnect what month? And how does he feel about me? Okay. So, I'm really not sure how he feels about you. That's kind of psychic peeping Tomming. So I'm just going to tell you what's coming up in the cards. I got the Ace of Wands, a new beginning. If we're talking about how he feels, I think that's how he feels, it looks really good. The Fool card, ready to jump in there. Okay. And then I got the Six of Cups. It feels nostalgic with you two. And this is also the timing card. Just like before, when I had the 6 as a timing card, I've got the 6 again. So as far as timing, I'm going to say it's going to be, technically July, but I'm going to say the end of June, early July, because 6 weeks from today falls on like literally the 1st of July. So it could be the end of June, beginning of July for you too. And I'm going to do one more real quick because I just happen to have already pulled the cards. And that was earlier when we were telling people, hey, put the hand and then your question, and then we can find it faster. And Ellie and Pam Bear both did that. So Pam was, can you pull a card for me? What's going on? Hey, same thing for you. Another ace of cups. This is something that's emotionally fulfilling, possibly a new relationship happening. And it's looking really, whatever you're working on, whatever goals you have, you are making slow, steady progress with the Six of Swords. Charlotte, have you noticed the card for the show today? Not the card of the day, but the show card. Yeah. Six of Wands. I've literally gotten every reading has ended with a 6. What the heck is going on? I love the synchronicity.
Apparently, Jet likes 6 too because he's about to knock everything over. Can't believe it.
Go away. Go away. Is that your dog?
I want to shuffle all these.
Is that the dog?
Yeah, I've got 3 decks out, and he's like, I'd like to shuffle them all together, please.
So Charlotte, we mentioned earlier, like way in the beginning, about synchronicity and stuff. In fact, I don't even know if we were on air yet. I think you and I might have been talking in the green room about it even, but because we talked about it, now the tarot is going on overdrive, showing us the synchronicities. Like, look what I can do.
That happens with you and I a lot. I don't know if you remember, but that happens with you and I a lot. We are very synchronistic when we do card readings. And
so Pam, you said pull a card. I couldn't pull just one card. I pulled 2. I got that Ace of Cups, right? So there's something good coming in here. I don't know what you're working on right now. The full fruition, again, same as everybody else, 6 weeks. That's 6 number, but 6 is success. So everybody that I've ended your spread in your reading with a 6, success. Everybody's going to be having some success here. It's looking really good. And I got to ask Ellie, did you actually want us to pull a card? Because she did that, example for us, showing the hand and did, what do I need to know now or know about, to give it. I'm not sure if she was pulling our leg or if she wants us to actually pull a card. Why don't we pull something for her, Charlotte? Pull something for Ellie.
Well, I'm just going to let this card suffice because it's overflow, overwhelm, and plenty, because I actually pulled this for the the person before last, because I thought I was gonna do it. And then I was just goofing around and I thought I'm gonna pull up card for Pam and see what happens. I didn't expect to say anything about it, but I pulled this card again and I shuffled. I shuffled many times when I pulled this card. So this card wants to be seen, whether it's by Ellie, whether it means anything to Ellie or not.
Ellie,
But
it's meant to be, Ellie.
but it's really, so it's like so many good things are headed your way, are already occurring in your life right now. And like you're maybe not thinking you're worthy of them, but you definitely are. Um, and it's just saying sometimes in opportunities like this pop up, sometimes we can be overwhelmed by
Yeah.
them and feel like we're drowning a little bit. But remind yourself just to focus on your own smaller personal universe and not, not to be overwhelmed by the giant picture. And I think again, this is like my favorite saying, how to eat an elephant one bite at a time. But but just restore your faith in the power
That is your
greater than
favorite
you.
saying, isn't it? Yeah.
It really is. It's how I've had to start living
You
my
know what
life
my
lately.
favorite is?
Otherwise, I'm gonna go crazy. So
You know what my favorite
anyway,
is?
what?
Everything I've learned in life, I've learned from Star Wars. So my favorite saying is do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
Yoda.
But anyway, so the final sentence, and Ellie, I apologize because I'm still learning this deck. So I do still refer back to the book a little bit, but there are some really like woohoo aha moments that pop up in the book that make it so worth it. So the last sentence in this, so it's like, after it says, restore your faith in a power greater than you and remind yourself to focus on smaller universe. It's much easier to manage. It says in this way, you are a conduit for life's blessings and can share them with others, making this perception of overflow profoundly positive, which I find so perfect for you because you are so magical with your, I mean, and I don't mean that in like the magic term. It can be, but I just mean like in the, you know what I mean. Anyway, you're just so magical in the way you read your cards, the way you share your messages, and the way you share your gift with, at least with us when you're on. And I have to imagine that when you're doing your one-on-one things, you're even more so. So I just think this
Yep.
card is just like, you go, girl. You were meant for this. The universe needs you
Well,
to
Charlotte,
just keep going.
Charlotte,
Sorry, was that too long?
I got feedback from Ellie. Ellie said, no, it was just an example, but I think she's thankful for it anyway. And she said in her next one, probably, haha, she says it's sensing my non-mystical work overwhelming me.
I think it is too. I absolutely, when she says that, I think it absolutely is too, because this is like empathy overload occurs when you tune into the collective angst and fear about impending changes and uncertainties. It's unmanageable. It feels like you're drowning in those emotions. So I think that's your muggle life. And that last sentence is your magical life.
So this is what Ellie says after that. It's a Cledon or a Cledon. We're all going through load of energies right now. It's so a wink from the universe to let us know we've got this. And it's so funny when I read it's a Cledon, I was like, what? It's a Klingon? I'm meaning Star Trek, not the toilet paper. It's a Klingon. But it's Cledon or Cledon, or I
don't know what that word means.
I've never heard that one, Ellie. You're gonna have to put the dictionary, copy and paste the dictionary explanation in.
I'm gonna have to write that down so I can look it up afterwards.
What's a Cledon? Hey, we learn a new word every day apparently here on the show.
We learn a new word, we just don't know what it means.
Going back to the phone lines, area code 718 was waiting the longest. Give them a second to get to the microphone. Oh, it's spinning around too. I hate when it does that. I click the button and it just keeps spinning around. So caller, area code 718. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Hi, my name is Esther.
Hi,
Esther,
I'm calling
Esther.
from New York.
New York.
Hi.
From New
How you
York.
been? What's it like up in New York now?
Oh yeah. It's getting a little warmer.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's
warm down
okay.
here. What do you want to
Esther,
chat
how
about?
you feeling
Yeah,
tonight?
we
You
just get a
sounding
lot
like
of rain, you know.
Esther. You sound like you're needing some good messages today. What can we do for you?
Really? Well, I'm gonna make this short and quick. My ex, I'm trying to find out what his intentions is, so he's trying to still be in contact with me.
Oh, that's a hard one because that's back into that peeping Tom thing. It's if Dax wants to make a run at it, that's fine. I'm not comfortable trying to predict what other people are thinking or saying. I'd rather answer a question that, well, that's coming from your heart, and regards you, not regarding him.
So
So,
if you can
Mhm.
rephrase it or ask about something else, maybe Esther, or make it more empowering,
Okay,
open-ended for us somehow.
sure. In the universe, trying to connect with my mom. Something happened, and I want to know how she felt about it.
Connecting with mom. Has mom passed over?
Yes.
Okay. Give Charlotte a minute because sometimes someone will come through. Not always though, but
sometimes they do, and I feel her kind of,
pulling on you. I was getting pulling.
yes, yes, and I feel like so much love, and this is what I this is what I love when I do what I do is the love that comes through it. I just kind of live through it vicariously, but there's so much love for you right now, Esther, that it's just like overwhelming.
Mm.
She's okay where she's living. I mean, not living, but she's in a beautiful space where she is right now. I'm
Oh,
thinking
that's
that
good.
maybe something, whatever happened, maybe was negative. But again, I'm kind of new at this.
Yes.
This is what I'm feeling is like it may have been negative, but now that she's passed on to the other side of the veil, which I fully believe there's another side. I mean, I know there is. Um, that she's made peace with it because that's what they do when they get there. They see the bigger picture. They don't hold grudges. All they want us to know is that they love us. They want us to let go of um well, I, she's sending me a lot of emotions. They want us to be happy. They want us to be happy in our life. They don't want us to worry about anything negative anymore. They just want us to be, to live our best lives. And
Mm-hmm.
what was in the past is in the past. She's in a great place. And she knows it's harder for you maybe without her, but that it's not a forever thing. Eventually, you'll be together again. But in the meantime, she just wants you to be happy and she wants you to know she loves you. She sends you messages of love every day. Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
that's sweet.
That's that's what I have to take some deep breaths after that. That was
I'm taking water after that.
I love your mom, by the way, Esther. She's
Oh,
she
thank you.
She's, yeah, I love her. And I'm going to thank her for, letting me share those beautiful feelings with you too as
Mhm.
well. So, and thank you
Oh,
for letting
thank
me share
you.
those feelings with you.
I appreciate that.
I hope that helped.
Awesome sauce. Hope it helped. Thanks for the call, Esther. You call back
Oh,
anytime.
yes. No.
Awesome. All righty. And
Did
what
you
happened?
just could you just read my lips?
No,
It was just
I saw
like,
your lips moving, but I didn't
I
hear
was
anything
like,
coming out.
holy, holy, holy
Cow?
wow. That was
Holy wow.
that was
I,
not the word I used, but
yeah.
um this left me a little bit buzzy. So
So you should have seen all this chat going on in the chat room with Ellie. So she defined it for us. It is Cledon, even though it's one E, the way she spelled it. A message that kind of shows up for someone that others also find meaning in. So
oh yeah.
in other words,
There's a word for that. I didn't know that.
I didn't know. And that's what I said back. I said, oh, I should have known that word all of these years because we have tons of Cledons on these shows. Tarot is multi-layered. Not only do we get multiple meaning out of the same card within the same context of a reading, but also when we put a message out there, it also has meaning a lot, frequently for a lot of other people. And it's the same principle that, on YouTube, a lot of people will do mass readings and just put them out there. Either like we described before about, doing readings for each of the sun signs, or just doing a reading that they put out there and they go, if you are hearing this now, and it may even be 2 years from now, you're watching this video, this message is for you. It's no accident. And then they do the reading,
Yeah.
and that, and so even if we do a reading for a particular caller or person in chat giving us a question, yeah, there's lots of Cledon going on. In fact, I said to Ellie, there should be a channel or a show or a website or something that's like Cledon.com. Get your Cledon on. Get your Cledon on.
Yeah.
So
Well,
now
that's
I wrote that down in my show notes, Charlotte, because now we got to start using that term and saying, hey, everybody listen to this message because it might be a Cledon.
right. Well, and that's what I felt about that card when it showed up twice. And there were, it showed up twice. And I shuffled and I went, okay, somebody needs this message, whether it's Ellie, whether it's somebody else. So I'm sharing it, cards.
Yeah.
I trust the cards when you shuffle them because I think the cards you need are the ones you show up. And that's why I shared it. So there.
There you go. So we're
And
going to
then,
go back over to the phone lines. I don't have an area code number for this. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to bring their mic live. And by the way, the mic's been, you get that little circle thing, Charlotte. So
yeah.
the switchboard's been hanging up a little bit, kind of getting stuck there. Oh, this time it worked pretty good though. So I've opened up your mic. Hello, caller. You're live on air. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Dee calling from Virginia. How are you?
Dee from Virginia. Thanks for calling in. What's going on?
Thank you. Thanks for taking my call. I am looking for a new career. I've been sending out resumes, just trying to get a feel as far as what type of energy are you picking up.
Like what kind of, like, are like energy, are you going to get the job, or energy of what
Yeah,
kind of job
well,
you
I
should
mean, I'm
What kind
take?
of
applying.
job?
Well, I've been applying, so I've sent out several resumes. So my question is, do you see me landing an opportunity?
So did you just kind of do the shotgun effect of I'm going to send out a bunch of resumes and see which one hits, or is there one that you're hoping for more than the others?
Yeah.
Not really. I don't
I
think
gotcha.
I'm just kind of putting my, yeah.
That makes sense. We get that a lot. You would not believe, Dee, how much we get that on this show. And I'm going to pull cards and see what it says. Okay, so I'm getting the Five of Wands,
Thank you.
competition. Okay. And the tarot is saying, and then I've got the Seven of Swords. Seven is the seeker energy. Swords are thoughts and ideas. All right. And the Eight of Cups, what emotional baggage can you let go of to be able to move onward and upward, to move forward? I feel like the tarot is hinting at, competition in the space, and you're putting out these resumes, but the tarot is saying, okay, you need to just let go of like whatever it is you were doing. In other words, okay, if you have a resume and you're putting it out there, and you started off with you didn't know what you should be doing, what type of job, but your resume has your past jobs, and it presupposes a pattern of how you've worked before. The tarot is saying, no, just garbage all that, let go of it all, start all over with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords shows up, and it says to connect with, I got the High Priestess. It says connect with your intuition, your gut instincts, your own personal psychic abilities, and let that guide you to this new Ace of Swords. You're supposed to be doing something new. And I don't mean just a new job. I mean, you really need to get connected to what you're passionate about. That Five of Swords that was in the center of my spread here is the main focus card that was talking about competition. It's the Five of Wands. It's wands. Wands is fire energy. It's passion. What are you passionate about? And it's saying, hey, there's all this competition, but the way to get around that is this new singular idea, this Ace of Swords, this new, getting focused in on one thing that you can do that you're passionate about, where you solve a big problem for other people and therefore create value and can get paid for that, versus I'm just going to get the next job. I feel like you're meant to do something better.
Well, I've been kind of shifting my resume around and not
That's good.
just looking for, one specific, career. I'm kind of putting my feelers out there to see exactly, if I get a bite, so to speak, and then I can take it from there, if that makes sense.
Right. And see, you asked that, and I pulled the cards, and the cards, Charlotte, why are you doing this weird thing with your hand next to your head?
Because I don't want you to hang up with her, because I have the most amazing card when you're done.
But you don't do this. You do this, Charlotte. This is raising your hand. This, you look like a Klingon. And I'm talking about the toilet paper variety. Your
so you're saying I look like
on your face.
Thank you, Dax.
It's clinging on your face. I'm telling you.
By the way, you look like a piece of poo, Charlotte.
So hopefully Charlotte has some good advice for you. But the tarot cards that I pulled, Dee, had great advice in it. It's saying, yes, we know you're doing that. Yes, we know you're putting out the resume. No, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. let's go to Charlotte and see what she's getting. Go
I'm
ahead.
just like,
Okay, thank you.
so this is called The Woodwives, and it's about adaptability. But you can see, and it's about staying grounded. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, but so this person is basically a tree. It's a wood spirit, but it's a tree. But look at her jamming out with her upper body. She's still flexible. She's still doing her thing. But she's staying grounded. And so what this is saying is that life is offering you something extraordinary right now. Um, and in order to learn and receive the blessings, you must remember to stay grounded and remember that being grounded gives you more freedom, not less. So you just need to know that you're going to need to learn. You need to be in a beginner's mind, let go of like preconceived notions that you had. So, don't go into this job, whatever it is, thinking, it's just a moneymaker. Go into the job thinking, you know, what is this job going to give back to me? Because this card to me is saying it's going to give back to you as long as you stay grounded and, you're going to learn something new and you don't have to worry because, you have your roots, you have your integrity, you have your authentic self, and you can stretch yourself beyond the invisible line that you drew. So some of that I read from the book. Obviously, I'm not that great with my words just yet. But so it just says go for it. You'll be glad you did. So this card is like, to me, this
Thank
card
you.
is saying, woohoo,
Receive.
girl, yeah, you put a lot of things out, and yeah, maybe that's not the best way to go, but whichever one you get, be flexible, stay grounded, and let her rip. In the words of Charlotte, let her rip.
Awesome.
Those are some real magical words right there, aren't they?
Yeah.
Let her rip.
Well, I hope that all helped you out a little bit, Dee.
Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
Thanks for
Best
the
of luck.
call. Best of luck. You have to call us back and let us know. And real quick, I want to mention the upcoming shows like Wednesday. Michelle Matheny is going to be my guest co-host this Wednesday. No show tomorrow on Tuesday, but I'll be back with Michelle on Wednesday. And then Ellie, who's in the chat right now, Ellie will be joining me on Thursday. Okay.
Great shows coming up.
Yes.
Ellie and Michelle are both fabulous.
Plus, Michelle's Mystic Corner is this Saturday, and she's doing a special show. We're going to be doing a journey through all 36 Lenormand cards, or as we like to call them, the Lennies, featuring Ciro Marchetti's Gilded Reverie Lenormand. Yes. Here, let me pop this up. I have a slide for that. So you can kind of see the Gilded Reverie cards here. And I actually have a URL for it, psychic.cafe/Gilded Reverie. That's GILDED, Gilded, and Reverie is REVERIE. Gilded Reverie, psychic.cafe/Gilded Reverie. Yeah, you could probably grab the deck before Saturday's show. That's right. We're going to get into the Lennies. We're going to get into the Lenormand, l'enchanté, Lenormand. Or like I like to just say, Lennies, the Lenny cards. Yes. And then this Sunday, there's no show, but we are having our live Zoom discussion and Q&A that we do every second and fourth Sunday. This month, we didn't have the first one on the second Sunday because of Mother's Day, but we will be here Sunday, the 26th, in just a few days, the day after Michelle's Mystic Corner show there. And it's 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. So I think that's 9 p.m. London, 1 p.m. Pacific. So like Los Angeles, San Diego, 4 p.m. Eastern, New York City, East Coast, Florida, etc. And all you do is you open a new tab in your browser, you type in psychic.cafe/Zoom. It'll take you into the next live Zoom on that day, the second and the fourth Sundays every time. So you don't have to remember anything else. Just psychic.cafe/Zoom. And it's the second and fourth Sundays. And by the way, we open up the doors, so to speak. We start the meeting, the software, you got the Zoom meeting open and running 30 to 40 minutes ahead of time. So come early, hang out, have some coffee and tea, do a meet and greet, ask some questions, even before we get started at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Come in early, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, a half hour. We don't care. We're going to be there. Psychic.cafe/Zoom. And this is your opportunity, folks. Just like here on the shows where you can ask anything you want, questions about the Tarot Guild, getting certified, becoming a member, questions about becoming a professional tarot reader, a professional psychic advisor, astrology, numerology, any of the other topics we cover, questions about our new website, Psychic Cafe, and how you can put your business on Psychic Cafe and have your own custom URL, psychic.cafe/your name. For instance, Charlotte here is psychic.cafe/Charlotte, and I am /Dax. Those are our profile pages there. And questions about Psychic Talk, our radio and YouTube network. How can you do shows with us? How can you join us for shows? How you start your own show on the network? We answer all those questions on these shows live anytime. But on the second and fourth Sundays, it's a more intimate, more private gathering, and you can ask your questions, and we can spend a lot more time than we can on the shows on each question. And I can share my desktop, I can show you how to use features on the website, I can guide you through things, setting up your profile on Psychic Cafe and all that kind of stuff. And there's just a lot more that we can do. And you can ask your private questions. Now, of course, we're not doing readings. It's not a reading show like these are. It's for questions about tarot and numerology, the guild, Psychic Talk network, Psychic Cafe website, and just hanging out with other people that are psychic practitioners, tarot readers, numerologists, animal communicators. Come join us. Come join us. And once again, don't forget, for all of our shows, you can just go over to psychic.cafe/coffee, grab us a cup of coffee, let us know ahead of time or in the beginning of the show or during the show, and we'll do your question first, no waiting, or take your call on the caller lines now that we have them back. No waiting, psychic.cafe/coffee. Or if you just want to send us some love, you love the shows, you love hanging out here, you get something out of the readings, or you learn something new on every show, and you get to see your friends and chit chat and everything. Maybe you just want to send us a cup of coffee. Psychic.cafe/coffee. Awesome. And we are almost out of here. We can probably take one more call. Charlotte, let's see. Area code 434. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, what's your name? Where are you
I'm
calling
here.
from?
My name's Khalil. I'm calling from Charlottesville, Virginia.
Virginia. All righty. What would you like to chat about? Got a question for
Yeah, I would like to go on a trip to Richmond, Virginia, June 1st, if I can't go on June 7th. And I was wondering if I'll make it with one of my friends, because they're having a Special Olympics run. And it's a first responder run for all the first responders.
Oh, cool.
And it's going to be in Richmond. Yeah. And I don't usually spend the night most of the time. And if I spend the night in Richmond, it will be my first time. Do you see me going to Richmond and spending the night?
What do you think, Charlotte?
You're better with yes, no answers. So while you're doing that, I am going to flip some. I'm going to shuffle. I'm going to ask, and my cards have been amazing me tonight, and I'm going to see what pops up.
Yeah, see what pops up there.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm getting the 9 of Cups, which is like literally the wish come true card. I mean, if that's what you want to do, I think you're going to do it. And then the 8 of Swords. 8 is again, 8 is abundance, and 8 is a yes. It's an even number. It's a yes. You definitely can do this. But you're surrounded by all these swords. Those are thoughts and ideas. It's stinking thinking. It's like the only thing holding you back is you from doing this. If this is what you really want to do, make this your first time doing that. It's you're overthinking things. You're overthinking things. That's what I'm getting. In fact, it's right next to the 10 of Wands, which is the overburdened card. It's showing you making progress towards your goal, but it's the overburdened card with the overthinking, and it's just very, very clear what's going on here. The Page of Pentacles shows up as you, and he's really in that card. He's really focused on his pentacle. You really got to get focused on the goal, and doing it.
Right.
And then,
yeah.
And this is the other thing is the Ace of Pentacles shows up to say it's very possible, but again, you can't get better than getting the aces. It's like, except for maybe the Sun card, But the thing about the Ace of Pentacles is we're in this garden here, and it's like your comfort zone. Doing this is stepping outside of your comfort zone. So, you have to make the decision that you're going to do that. You're good with, okay with stepping outside of your comfort zone, basically. What'd you get, Charlotte?
I love Monday nights. What can I say? I got goosebumps. So this card is kind of a funky looking card. It's got a funky name. It's called, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna laugh about it. But the message is not funky nor laughable. It's called the Galactic Mushroom.
I looked at it and it looked like the Galactic cow patty.
Well, I know it looks a little bit like Jabba the Hutt, because like I'm sorry that you can't see it better, but like there's a little face right here, and it it's a strange. There's some strange artwork on there, but it actually looks like there's a volcano coming out of its head. But anybody that's had any with mushrooms know that a lot of times that's how they release their spores, is like that. But so it's the galactic mushroom, and it just, and I don't know how this ties in, but it does. It's like, and I had to refer to the book on this one because I was not getting it, just trying to divine it. But it says the galactic mushroom reminds you that your dreams and desires are heard. So, dun, 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 your dreams and desires about, going on the date that you prefer. So this is a call for faith and trust. Whatever intention you hold consistently with hope and faith first manifests in the unseen realms. Whether or not you can see it working on your behalf, eventually you will see the evidence play out in the serendipitous, don't you love that word? The serendipitous events that work in your favor, seemingly outside of the law of cause and effect. And here comes what makes me love this Monday nights and getting to do this. It says your most beautiful results are being birthed right now, not just for you, but for the highest good of all. So,
wow.
the reason for your trip, and I'm I'm thinking this card is saying you're going on the date you want to go, as long as that's, if you really want to go, if that's what you've manifested, if that's what you believe in your heart, you're going. Yeah. You're going. And it's going to be amazing. And it's not just for you, it'll be good for everybody. So,
no, but yeah, that's going to be great. All things are
Yeah.
pointing that direction there. It looks like it's gonna be good. Well, thanks for the
Thank you,
call.
guys.
Enjoy
You're
the
welcome.
rest of your night.
Thank you.
All righty. Call from Virginia. Yay.
Hey, but it's turning everything off for a minute. It's
Awesome.
probably
Hey,
off.
the cosmic cow patty says it's gonna happen for him, so it's gonna happen.
Well, it's kind of I don't know, it's cosmic volcano, cowpat, mushroom.
Oh, that's like
Uh,
that's like on Sunday when I was doing the show with Pamela Steele, and we kept pulling out the cosmic
cosmic-
chicken card.
yeah.
The cosmic chicken, and it's card 27. I am, and 2 + 7 is 9. Completion. It's perfect.
Yeah. Well, this card was card number 24. So,
And I was talking to Pam.
oh,
I was messaging. What?
card is 24, number 6.
Yeah,
The
6
card
again.
is 24.
Telling
2
ya.
+ 4 is 6.
Yep. So I was
I love
messaging
Monday
with her.
nights.
I said, Pamela, I was not kidding about the Steel Wizard Tarot certification course. And she said, well, I don't know what more I can do. Like, I spent all that time on the book, and it does. It has a fabulous, this whole thing in the front here is this big, thick book with all of her wisdom and guidance in it and everything. But I tried to explain to her, Charlotte, that some people like to consume information by reading. Some people like to hear it or see it. And also, it's not new information. You just take the book, use it as an outline. We create a course, and then that way people get to experience the information directly from the author, deck creator, and they get access to you. That's what they're paying for. And we can do the first ones live, and then go ahead and it's then recorded, and then you just do live Zooms like we're doing, for the Guild and Psychic Cafe and stuff. And I said, you're really, I'm trying to convince her to do a Steel Wizard certification course. Anyhow, we are at the end of the show, and we got to get out of here. I think we got through all the calls and the questions, Charlotte.
That's cool. But
There's the music.
I kind of get where she's coming from. Oh,
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. I'm sorry. Let's get out of here, everybody. I'll be back on Wednesday with Michelle.